The World Poem. The White-Haired Girl. There once was a girl with silver white hair, eyes blue as a tranquil and endless sea, and as light in her smile as bright as the noonday sun. As fast as leaves change color with the seasons, the nations came to know this girl, but as they knew her, they feared. They feared what could be seen, and they feared what could not be seen. Within her skin lay many shadows and faces, itching to be unleashed against someone. So they came to call the nameless, white-haired girl by a new name, the Angel of Death, a name befitting the unanswered question that was her, a silver leaf amid the tree. True, as the seasons passed to darkness, evil and calamity from the shadows rose again, and nations fell to their knees. Prostrate they begged for the little white-haired girl. Blood, death, loss, the death, the loss. The spreading darkness was too much. Despite them, despite her pain they had caused, despite all they had torn from her, the girl raised her arm and fought for those wretched nations. She fought the darkness for them. When the first attack fell from the armies of darkness, her eyes darkened in 1,000 shadows, and this name whose nations had given her was breathed on the last breath of corpses. Crimson stained the valley in 10,000 souls. The battle ended before its hell had begun. The nations wept for joy. Their savior had come. The angel of death would fight for them. And winter fell. The little white-haired girl with an arm raised to save them. So the girl with silver white hair slew armies. Each ghost she made dimmed the brightness of her smile. When the last and final stand of light and the flood of darkness fell from the cursed armies, the Immortaless of evil joined their ranks. The battle was a final, grasping hope from the fading light against the darkness. Tall, dark, unyielding. None could be spared from the battle. Every life felt its need, and so armies of men, women, and children marched to an open coffin. Death had stained the world in red, for she could no longer be called an angel. In the blinding glint of the helplessly raised weapon, among just another of the score to be felt, the girl saw a face she hardly recognized. Those eyes, once deep as the endless sea, and light enough to dwarf the moon, were now dark as obsidian and empty. When had that little girl finally died? The angel of death reaped until the gathering was full. None could escape her harvest. There stood, last, only the living evil, and the girl with silver white hair. A sea of red around them, splintered bone and shattered metal littered the ground like snow. They fought for the shortest eternity and the longest second. But as time fell to its greater, the girl tired. Blood. Death. She had lost everything she had ever loved, everything she had fought for. There was no war left to win. There were no survivors left to save. It was her, evil, and fate. Join me, death, and your suffering will end. Join me, and you can be set free. The face of evil taunted, standing over the girl. Yet the girl never stopped. Until one day, her last ounce of strength broke. She had lost everything, everyone she had ever loved. There was no fight left to win, no victory left to gain. all had been lost, and just give up. Finally, for the first time, she wept. Not a cry of strength and resolve. No, the pathetic final fracture of an unbreakable soul. Mustering her final remnant, the girl raised her hand, a hand pledged against evil, and her final symbol of strength, lowered her chin, and fell, snapping with the last hope of the world like spider's silk in the breeze.